Hey, Matty D here with Intuitive Vising. Shooting this video out in my backyard since it's a nice day. Finally, after having all these days of rain, this is my finance story, and this also story illustrates how your money identity impacts you, and you have no idea how. But if you look back in your past, your history, your childhood, you'll see how what happened then is influencing what you're doing with your money and credit today. So, here's my story. It won't be too long. I remember as a kid, I'm going to date myself here, I started babysitting in the late 90s, like 98, 99, maybe 97, okay? I'm a millennial. I don't care. Screw you, right? So, I remember that time getting $5 an hour. $5 an hour is not a lot of money, but when you're 12, 13 years old, getting $5 an hour, $5 an hour is a lot. Because you finally have your own spending power. You're like, I don't need mom and dad. I can go buy my own shit. That's what I thought back then, right? And so I would babysit for like 3, 4, 5 hours, 6 hours, and get like 15, 20 bucks, 30 bucks. And to me, that was a lot. But my mom, in her infinite wisdom, what she would do is she would then, in order for me to get in the habit of saving, would make me give over all of my money to her. All of it. I couldn't spend a dime. And I quickly, I quickly learned real quick that like I would be babysitting halfway through, or I get all the money, and immediately I'd be like, crap. I give all this money to her, and it sucked because she wouldn't let me touch it all, and it really screwed me up. So, unbeknownst to me, this would affect me years later in my 20s and my 30s. So as I got in my 20s and 30s, and this is important because we all know that we should save money, be responsible, but for whatever reason we don't do it. And what I noticed that every time I would try to save money by moving money from a checking to my savings account, I would feel this immense internal resistance to doing so. Like, it was crazy, and I'm like, where is this coming from? Well, years later, after I got my coaching certification and learned about the unconscious mind, your identity, it clicked. I thought about it. I was like, wait a minute, where's this coming from? Well, when I first started earning money, my mom was trying to get me saved. I had unknowingly at the time decided on a subconscious level that saving money sucks. We're not going to do this shit at all. And that's what caused me for the longest time to not save money. I knew rationally I should, but internally it was like, no, we're not going to do that. This is dumb. This is bullshit. Because my mind, it was weird. My mind was like, initially I would feel like, oh my God, if I try to save this money, I won't be able to play. I'm not going to survive. Like, stupid things, right? But that's what happens when you have these moments growing up as a kid that you don't realize how that shapes your identity with money, and how even though you know you're supposed to save here and spend a little bit here and invest that, you don't, because of your upbringing, because your parents didn't know any better, or they had the best intentions. It ends up screwing you up because the thing that mom should have done was, instead of taking all my money, she should have just taken some of it and said, hey, here's the portion to spend. That didn't happen. It was all or nothing, so that screwed me up. So, the question for you is, where in your life, looking back growing up, can you possibly identify this moment happened, and that probably relates to me doing this with money? Like, go back and look into it, and you'll see how your moments you had as a kid are still affecting you to this day, and you have no idea, up until now, that is. This is my finance story, and if you want to change this, one simple thing you do is go back, identify these things, and start dealing with the emotions that come up. Start seeing yourself as a person who handles money responsibly. You relax about it, do some tapping, things like that, because all this is unresolved beliefs, emotions that keep coming up, because you have programming that says, no, in order to survive with money, we have to do it this one way. If we don't do it that way, we could die. It's illogical programming, but that's how it works. So that's what I suggest. Love you guys. See you next video. If you like this, comment below with your thoughts, feelings. Comment below with any stories you got on this, questions you got, and your thoughts on this as well. All right, peace.